Continuing then with my series, as it were, of looking at the microphones I've been using for covers. And we have here the Sennheiser E945, which is a dynamic microphone, and it is still available, I believe, for around about £169. Handsome thing, weighty, feels good. In no particular order, the Behringer XM8500 dynamic microphone, £15. That's 15. And nothing to complain of, really. Hasn't quite got the certain something of the Sennheiser, but wouldn't say it feels cheap. And then this, which I'm going to look at in a little bit more detail in a separate video. The Beyerdynamic M500 from 69, I believe it was designed. This one probably from the 80s. I think strictly speaking called a velocity microphone. Not a dynamic, but is kind of as near as damn it, a dynamic. It's not a condenser anyway. Doesn't need phantom power. So there we are. And this one, obviously, second-hand only. And they seem to go for upwards of £250 on the auction sites. Second-hand. I'm going to look at them physically and then just switch them on. The Beyerdynamic, quite large as you can see. And quite light, I suspect, an aluminium body. Well made. This, excuse me, weightier. Brass, I suspect. Nice enough design, I think. Nice shape. And the Behringer, as I said, no complaints. Slightly smaller than these two. Feels smaller. Yeah. Yes, it is. I don't know if you can see, everything's a bit black, isn't it? My shirt's black, the background's black. I'm brown. You can probably see. Well, I'm going to do them in the order that they are on the desk. So I'm going to do is just switch them on. See what I notice immediately when moving from the earthworks to them. And let's go straight to the Sennheiser. Now I'm on the Sennheiser. Oh, now I'm on the Sennheiser. Oh, what do I notice? Yeah, I noticed that right at the top there. And I noticed that. And yeah. But you know, I think they say in their blurb that it's forceful colours and this, that, and the other. So there you go. What is it? Is it that seems to me to be I don't know. What is it? Seems like to me. What is it? Seems like to me it's cardioid. I thought it was cardioid. Cardioid. Give me something. Cardioid. Cardioid. Makes me wanna. Cardioid. It's kind of what it's got going on, if that makes any sense to you. Anyway, back on the earthworks. There, you can hear things that are flatter. Moving on then. What have we got next? I've matched up the chrome nitric with the Beyerdynamic. Let's go on to that. This velocity microphone, this old school, old design velocity microphone. Let's see what it's got to offer. Here I am on the Beyerdynamic. Beyerdynamic M500. Here. It makes, every time I use it, it makes me smile. Makes me smile. It's just, there's something, I mean, it's a little bit, is it a little bit over the top? Is it a little bit over the top? It's very smooth. It's very immediate. That's the thing I get from it. That's the thing I get immediately. It's just immediate. It's just so fast. Got a bit of, watch that old school stuff without the phone. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah. What is it? It doesn't suit what I was doing with the other mic so much. I don't know. Give me some vibe. I haven't got any vibe. Why haven't I got any vibe? Yes, I have got a bit of vibe. Very low output. I'll turn this up a bit. So it's right maxed up on the desk, because ribbons have desk. If I can see what I'm doing. Because ribbons have a low output. Some of the modern ribbons, the bigger ones, they're starting to put phantom power solely as an amp in the body to boost the power. And they do that, they say, Rode's got one, it's a studio one. They say because they can match that amp. It's not to alter the frequency response at all, but to match that amp to the ribbon and provide a healthy signal to the desk, so again the best quality, rather than relying on the desk amps, which aren't, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, but this one seems to work all right. This one seems to work all right. This one seems to work all right. It's got quite perhaps a tad too much up there for my liking. Like, I find that maybe a little bit tiring, and you have to be careful with that because it's so fast. All that stuff there, all that stuff there. Let's go back to the Sennheiser. All that stuff there, all that stuff you can hear. All that stuff there, all that stuff there, all that stuff there, To me, it rivals these in terms of speed. Eh? Would you credit it? 79. No, 69. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Oh, I think I've got an all a bit strange around there, isn't it? Bit strange. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's is it hypercardioid or is it cardioid or is it hyper? I'm not having a very good day today telling what this is, what these things are around there. Maybe they're both a bit odd. That's got a, yeah, I'm guessing maybe it's hypercardioid. Yeah, cut out there. It's quite a little bit of leakage there. And we'll come around to the side and it's a little bit odd in the frequency response there. You might have it picking, if it's picking up a lot of other instruments, might sound a bit whatever. And here we go with the Behringer. Here we are with the Behringer. I'm going to turn it up a bit. It always needs turning up a bit, the Behringer. I think it's because it's a little bit muted in its frequency response, that it seems to need to be a bit louder. But you know what? And it hasn't got the detail, has it? Of certainly not the ribbon. But you can hear on the all that kind of stuff is just smoothed. You can't hear into it, which is maybe why. Oh, I've got this theory. You know, I've had this theory. I haven't mentioned it for a long time, but I think that clarity and definition, if they're not there, one needs more volume or EQ to kind of compensate. The EQ doesn't really do it, but you feel because somehow you know you can't hear stuff, so you try EQing or putting the volume up. So maybe it's so yeah, it hasn't got the resolution, has it? But nonetheless, what it does seems to me to be quite nice. Yeah. What am I going to do? I'm going to go through and do the breath things, as you know, on all of them as best I can. Can I? Yes, I can. I've done it before. Yes, I can. I've done it before. This is a Behringer. This is the Behringer. Low first. Behringer. The Behringer. The Behringer. The Behringer. The Beyer. The Beyer. The Beyer. The Beyer. The Sennheiser. the Sennheiser, chuck, chuck, the Sennheiser, chuck, chuck, the Sennheiser, chuck. I'm going to say the same thing on all of them because the Sennheiser's got a lot of S's in it, in its name, so I'm just going to go back through and then we're done with that. The Sennheiser, chuck, the Sennheiser, chuck, the Sennheiser. This Beyer's nice, man. The Behringer, the Sennheiser, the Sennheiser, the a little bit blustery around there. Breath, this is on the Behringer. Breath. Beyer. Sennheiser. Ooh, edgy. Back through again without stopping in between. Yeah, the Behringer's a bit like soup, but it's okay. You know, £14. I've got to stop saying £14 because if it's £14 and it's no good, then it's no good. No point in having it. But, you know, I'm not thinking that really. Right, what I'm going to do is do the clips, edit them in, and then tell you what I notice.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. The thrill is gone. The thrill has gone away. The thrill is gone. The thrill has gone away. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Oh, we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. I'm free. I'm free from your spell. Oh, I'm free from your spell. A feeling deep in your soul says you are half, now you're whole. No more hunger or thirst, but first be a person who needs people.
Okay. These are the notes I made by the Sennheiser E945, £169, as we heard. Yeah, crisp on top, with a bit of push lower down. So a bit of let's go on them as we do them. Crisp on top, immediately. Crisp on top with a bit of lower down. But I thought it kind of suits the song, that particular song. Cutting top. I've got up there, which you can hear. Just, yeah, that's about it, really, isn't it? Handling noise, not bad as things go. Oh, pop rejection. People. Not bad either. People. Who. All mics are going to struggle a bit with that, but it's not too bad. So that's what I've got for the Sennheiser. The Beyerdynamic. As soon as I do that, the delicate, open, condenser-like, a tad bright, and for the louder stuff, a bit of sizzle. That's what I got for the Beyer. And as for the Behringer, I want to turn it up yet again. As for the Behringer XM8500, if I turn it up, we get a bit more of that through that XM8500. People, 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 people. It's a bit blustery. Who do you think you're fooling? Who do you think? Not too bad. People, people, sorry. People, people, people. Who do you think you're fooling? People, people. Who do you think you're fooling? They're all about the same, really. What do I put for the Behringer? Surprisingly good. Even. Something about it seems quite even. Says maybe a bit muted and a bit SM58-like, which I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't aimed at that. But it's very difficult, isn't it? Because I know how much it costs. So even saying surprisingly good, shouldn't really say that because I'm saying shouldn't really say that. That gets in the way a little bit. You might want to experiment with different phone, but do you want to bother? I don't know. So I shouldn't really say surprisingly good because I'm saying surprisingly good because it's £14. It would be useful if I didn't know how much it was. I wouldn't say there's not a lot that would make me think this was £14 compared to the others. Well, no problem. A bit noisy there. That's an issue. We have to be careful. Could be an issue. Fine for a dynamic, for an everyday dynamic. No problem whatsoever, as far as I can see. Sennheiser. Yeah. If you like that, I don't want to get a grumpy old man, you know. 'Cause I can feel it. I can feel it coming. The more and more I do this, the more I'm thinking. Something else on there. I can hear some phasing. No. The more I'm thinking. Just another shape. Who's it going to suit? Does it suit you? Do you know? You can know whether this will suit you or not. I can tell you. You won't. Because you can't even judge, voices are so different. You might think, oh, your voice is a bit like mine, so it's going to sound a bit like this. But it's not. They're so different in so many places that it's just... So another shape. I don't know. Okay. It's fine, isn't it? Fine. And as for this one, well, yeah, another little bit of a shape there, but it's very natural and neutral. Well, it's not neutral. It's quite very natural. It's not neutral. It's got that at the top there, which I could do with less of. It's got the speed. So it actually, I would say the M500 offers something. It offers that immediacy and that condenser-like thing, but it's not quite like a condenser. So, and it's delicious. It's something about it for me. I find it's delicious. I enjoyed using it. I was really quite taken aback when I was using it for the song, using it for the song. So there's something pleasing about it. Okay, it's got its shape, but it offers something other than that to me. So that's what this has got going for it. This has got going for it. Cheap and cheerful, really. Sorry to keep going back to the price, but it works. It does it. It's inoffensive to me. Yeah, you can hear it's kind of slightly muted. But if you're doing maybe some rock stuff or some stuff which is in amongst the band, I don't know how it handles loud stages, then yeah, can go a bit wrong, but can't really go wrong too far, can you? And my Sennheiser keeps sounding a bit phasey. The Sennheiser, well, it's a nice microphone. Does it suit you is going to be the issue. 169 is not cheap. This one you could prepare to take a risk. It's not cheap. Does the shape and the edge and the sizzle and all the rest of it, does it suit you? You have to try it for yourself. There we go. I think that's about it. It's interesting to be after that, isn't it? Back on this. It's just like, whoa, my ears are giving them a rest. There you go. So I hope that's you'll be able to figure something out from all that. And see you next time. Keep well.